Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the Wiha Universal Razor Edged Scraper. This is part number 43090. It's about 20 bucks on Amazon, and what it is, I think, is a massive upgrade to that kind of classic X-ACTO knife handle. As you can see, this says made in Germany here for the handle. Simple design, uses this aluminum collar here over the collet. This can slide in any of the directions that are available there at 90 degrees. If I put this in, it's kind of a standard surgical blade. I can line it up. When I tighten it down, one of the things I noticed, there is some slight side-to-side play, just a hair. But it's a much more powerful handle design than an X-ACTO knife. Actually, there are a lot of different X-ACTO knife handles. I had a nice big kit, but I gave it away. I wasn't using it as much anymore. I used to build RC planes all the time and was big into that. But now what I wanted was something a little more powerful as a heavier scraper and precision knife. So as you can see, with this blade, it comes with, let me show you these before I dive into that. This is what it shows up with. So we've got the Wiha blades, 10 replacement shaver blades is what they call these. It's a good scraper blade, which is most of what my needs are. But check that out, blades made in USA. So we've got a German-USA collaboration here. I also ordered a set of, you can see these, the Wiha 5 styles of replacement blades. So this is what those look like. Different types of blades, very reminiscent of X-ACTO. I didn't need the, I don't know, 50 different blades that I had. What I needed was some of the major blades and a few of them. So when you're using something like this, you know, it really, you've got a little bit of flex here, and if you line it up with the, you know, the chisel edge on the right end, you can really carve into the wood or whatever it is you're working with. And there is, even though it's probably not recommended, you can do some twisting, because the blade is fairly stout. If you look at the different blades that are in here, you know, you can get to let's see, these are crazy right here. That's what I might have used with finishing work, detail work on a plane. I don't know what I do with it these days. I'm more the coarser stuff. This is a traditional scalpel blade for slicing. I might move to a utility knife for some of that. But anyway, the extra blade set, if you want to get that, or this set here, it's about $7, $8, something like that. So overall, fairly inexpensive for something as high quality and as solid as this is. But anyway, I love scrapers. I'm quick to grab them. If I go into some areas here, you know, you can apply probably too much force. I bet I could snap the blade with a handle this solid. It's quite reminiscent of some of the other Wiha handles, you know, and I've put a little bit of force in with the bottle opener, but I'm going to do a little bit more with Wiha. Oh, speaking of Wiha, something interesting. I pulled out the, if you look at this, here is the Wiha T8, T9. Now remember what we ran into the other day. I was using the snap-on T9 here. A lot of people were saying nobody uses a T9, it's an 8 or a 10. Well, and the Wiha, or the Vera didn't work. But here is the T8. And that fits in fairly snug. The T9, on the other hand, you can see that, doesn't fit in at all. This is very much like the Vera. Here is the snap-on T9. This thing, as you can see, hopefully, anyway, it locks in and just grabs that beautifully. Now, Torx, one of the problems I've discovered with Torx is there is apparently overlap in the size and the fastener, so you can easily use the wrong one. It reminds me of a Phillips screwdriver. You know, you're screwing around trying to get something going and you realize, oh, this one's a little too big. I could use a smaller one. Or in my case, it's usually I choose too small of one and I could have used something big. In fact, it's kind of shocking just how many things are actually... I was replacing batteries in a Klein meter. That's why I had that one on. But a lot of things, even though they're tiny screws, are actually number 2s. So there should be, I don't know, maybe Torx is due for an update, but if I was choosing one, that's what I would choose. A T9 with this snap-on. It's a rock solid, nice fit. I'm surprised it doesn't stick in there and actually hold. But Wiha and Vera, they don't. There's been some activity on the comments of my previous video. Here's another one. This is a Civivi knife. So I can go in. The T8 drops right in, rock solid. The snap-on T9 drops in barely. I could operate it, but it's popping around inside there. Not quite as tight. However, if I go over here to the standouts, this snap-on drops right in beautifully. So either there's a difference here. This is maybe a T10. And is this a T8? If I grab my little Wiha T8 here and drop that in, that's a perfect fit. But the T9, it also barely fits. I can actually, even just with this, I can grab it and unscrew that standout. But the T8 is a little bit deeper fit. So it's what I've mentioned sometimes in the past when talking about, you know, fasteners like bolts. Apparently, it depends on the manufacturing. So I can screw this in just fine with the T8 on this side, and just fine. That's a pretty good fit there with the snap-on T9. So I think these are in the middle. I think they're transitional. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk more about it. But this is where I wanted to go. I love this thing so far. I like the handle so much better than the X-ACTO knives I was using. They either have a real simple small handle, like a surgical scalpel handle, or they've got a fairly uniform cylinder handle made out of metal. But this is pretty good. So if you're interested in getting into or replacing your handles and blades, there's a USA German or Germany collective here that's producing a pretty good set. And with that, Doc out.